In today's video, I'm going to be playing Minecraft, but every day I add a new mod. I'm going to be doing this until my Minecraft either crashes or I somehow mess up in some way. But before we can get into the video, I have to ask you to subscribe. I'm just told that's what I have to do as a YouTuber, so thank you, and let's get into it. Our first mod is Biomes of Plenty, which of course adds in lots of biomes. So I had to add this mod before we started so that I could actually get some of the biomes, and we spawned in a redwood forest with these massive trees here, which produce this lovely redwood wood. So I set about doing all the usual stuff, you know, mining some stone, getting some pickaxes, and making myself some food, etc, etc. And we got setting off on an adventure out into the ocean to find more biomes to explore. I found this one here, which had a diorite coast. That was disgusting. But then I found this nice lavender flower field where I swiftly killed some cows and, of course, some chickens. And then I ran out of food, so I had to go find some coal so I could cook myself some beef. And luckily, while I was cooking these beef, these chickens happened to be nearby, so I killed them all, of course. I next found this biome, and I was like, ooh, look, wheat. It's not wheat. I don't know what it is, but it's not wheat, although I am running through it like it's a field of wheat. I also found some mangrove logs, and I was getting distracted because it was already turning dark, so I decided to search for some sheep, and I found some sheep. I killed those sheep after a bit of a struggle with getting shot by the skeleton here, and I made myself a bed and slept in it, and it's time to add another mod. And that mod was the Nature Compass mod, which allows you to search for biomes. And luckily, it's quite easy to craft. All you need is a compass, some saplings, and some wood. So I set about just gathering some of those materials, the wood and the saplings, very easy to get. And I was like, let's head down into a cave to get ourselves some iron and some redstone. And I was like, this will be easy. But finding redstone isn't as easy as it is when you're on your second day, especially when you have creepers coming and blowing you up. But we managed to get ourselves the 4 iron we needed, plus a little bit extra to make some iron tools, especially an iron pickaxes. We're going to be needing that to mine the redstone if we find any. And then we just went into this random cave here, and we just didn't get very lucky. I lit it up along the way, came across a lot of mobs, and decided to leave. So instead, set off in this direction, where I found a village which had some bread in it. So I grabbed the bread, headed up to the top of this tower here, and then had a nice little sleep. And next up, we added the ore excavation mod. And this mod will come in useful later, but for now, let's raid this village where we got ourselves some iron and some iron armor. But look, the mod, it works so well. 45 coal, just like that. And I soon figured out that not only does it work that way, it also works on stone, as you can see here, meaning we could strip mine very, very easily. So I made myself more iron pickaxes, and we just got digging down, trying to get to the level where we'd find redstone. During this process, we got ourselves a lot of iron, we had to make some more food, and we also had a lot of cobblestone. But finally, we found the redstone, and as you can see here, we mined it, almost dropped it in lava, and then managed to make ourselves that compass finally to get ourselves a nature compass. Lovely, just in time for a little sleep. On day 4, we added the mining dimension mod. And this is really simple. All you have to do is craft this mining dimension teleporter block there, and you right click it, and you get teleported to the mining dimension. And this thing is all just caves full of resources, but also mobs, I might add. You do get attacked in these things, so they're not like safe mining areas. But you can see here we managed to get ourselves a load of iron, made ourselves some more pickaxes, and we found our first diamonds. Look at them. Beautiful. This thing combined with the ore excavation mod, works a treat. So after gathering some diamonds, etc., I headed back to the surface, and we finally got to use our nature compass. We selected a lavender forest, and then we had a little sleep as the day was over. Our inventory was getting full, so I decided to add some useful backpacks. But before we can craft it, we need some wool and leather, so I decided to go and kill these horses here. I know there's cows, and I've already got lots of leather, but I decided to kill the horses anyway, just for fun, really. I also made some shears and sheared these sheep here, and luckily, at some point, I had managed to kill a spider. I think it was in a cave, so we had some string, and we could make ourselves the small, then medium, then large backpack, which I decided to dye yellow just for a bit of fun. And you can see how much space we have there. It's lovely. And we'd also arrived at our lavender forest, so I decided to start making a little base here. And this is quite a nicely located biome. We've got some different ones behind us, including a redwood forest, and I decided to go check out some of the woods that were nearby. We have some jacaranda, and we also have some willow trees, which make these nice green planks. However, I think I'm going to stick to the jacaranda and the redwood, as those two kind of go quite nicely together. But let's sleep and add another mod. I decided to spice it up a little bit by adding in some inventory pets. So of course, I started off day 6 by killing some chickens, and they actually have a use for once, those stupid idiot chickens, and that's their feathers. I can make myself a chicken inventory pet. I decided on this one as my first, as look how quick it makes me. I thought this was actually quite a useful pet. Although I hate the FOV it gives me, and I also hate the fact I don't have a house. It's day 6. Let's build ourselves a nice, cute little house, and this will probably take a couple of days, but we're going to use what we have, and that is a lot of jacaranda wood and also redwood wood. I hate saying that, it sounds silly. And we got a lot of progress done, but it's time for another mod. And that mod is the Iron Chest mod. But before we can start making use of all that new storage, we have to finish off our little house here. So on day 7 now, we finally get it done. Add a nice little chimney on top of it here. I really like these redwood trapdoors. Turn around and there it is. It's only small, but I like it. It's really cute. I then decided to make myself a gold chest, as that's all I can really upgrade to at the moment. As you can see here, it adds a lot of storage. On day 8, I did the Mousies Mobs mod, so hopefully in the future we'll see some interesting stuff. But we're going to have to adventure out before we see any of that, so instead I decided to finish the interior of my house and also clear a little bit of space outside. We got some chests, we got some furnaces, it's looking decent. And on this day, I decided to just go mining, you know. I took 11 pickaxes with me, and we just went in search of diamonds, and we managed to find some. As you can see here, we were just doing this strip mining method by using the pickaxe, got some diamonds, got some iron, and we are all sorted, and we made it home in time for a nice little sleep in our bed in our house for the first time. We're getting a lot of mods added now, so I decided to add just enough items to help us. This is of course the mod that tells you how to craft different things and just shows you what's available in the mod pack, as these days seem to be going by quite quickly and I keep forgetting what I've added. But I decided to finally take the plunge and use some of my diamonds to make some diamond armor so we could be a bit more protected on our adventures. And then we went and explored the local area, collecting some sugar cane, just different stuff, etc. Saved the coordinates of our house just in case, because I probably will lose that later. And also mined some obsidian for the future before sleeping in our little attic here. What's the point of mods if you can't add more animals? Let's add the living things mod. So of course we set out in search of some of these new animals we've placed in our world. Came across this wandering trader on the way, but yeah, just a load of rubbish. And then we found ourselves some flamingos. Look at them standing on one leg. They don't really have a use though, which is kind of annoying. I then found these koala bears, which look really cute, so I killed one to see if it did anything, but it didn't. I even tried to feed it some bamboo. I don't think koalas eat bamboo, but I thought, may as well give it a go. I also came across some snails, which are really, really cute. Look at them with their shells. So of course I had to kill one to see if it did anything. It didn't. I killed another one just in case, but that also didn't do anything. While traveling, I came across this structure here, which had these weird wither skeletons in, which had names and no weapons, so I killed them both just to see what was going on. And after I killed this one called Iago here, I came across this chest which had a magma cube pet in it. Very, very nice. And I also noticed some stuff had spawned in the sky, but it doesn't matter because it's time to sleep. I wanted to fly up to those things in the sky, so I added the Majo's Broom mod. However, it might be a while before we get to use it. Instead, I got distracted by these guys from the Mousies mod as they came and attacked me. So obviously I attacked them back and killed them, and I managed to get myself a mask off them. And when worn, this mask gave me haste, which was quite nice to have. Only a haste 1, but still pretty decent. I then found a village with all these little masks in it and stuff, and also Barako the Sun Chief. So I tried to kill Barako, of course, because that's what I do to things, and this is probably a mistake. The boss bar should have been some sort of clue, but I did spot some giraffes, which was nice, while running away from probably certain death, with all these guys just chasing me down. But look, elephants! But I led these guys to the water so I could kill them one by one. Then I went back for some reason to try and kill the Sun Chief again, and I was like getting this guy down with my diamond sword. I thought I was doing pretty well until he decided to do this attack, and as you can see, that hurts quite a lot. Got down to 1.5 hearts, but I kept at it. I wanted to see what this big boy dropped. I did run into one of his sunbeam things here, which is quite annoying, and I was getting quite low, but he was getting low as well, so I went in for the final kill, not realizing I was only on 3 hearts, and then I died. Yeah, and we didn't set our spawn because we slept out in the open. Yeah. This is not good. Day 11 was not our day. We got in a boat though, and we saw some manta rays, and then we got attacked by a shark. Just my luck before heading back to where our little house is. It's quite a long journey from spawn. Got attacked by quite a few skeletons on the way, as you can see here. They're just hitting me down. And then I lost the door to my house and was just running around. Ran out of food, so then my hunger just went to 0, meaning I couldn't run anymore, as you can see here. And then on half a heart, a skeleton shot me. And we got put back to here once more, which was lovely. As you can see, I was not very happy about this. Decided to try and kill these sheep to get a bed so that I could sleep and get rid of this nighttime with all these mobs attacking me. And I was struggling, so I tried to climb up here, as you can see, to get away from this zombie so I could make a bed. Didn't spot that creeper there, though, and yet dead again. Then I spawned and was met by loads of mobs and died again before finally finding some sheep, killing them and chopping down some trees, and I finally managed to make a bed and sleep, bringing us on to day 12. Ugh. And I decided to add Patty's more stuff. This mod adds more stuff, but unfortunately we can't get any of that stuff at the moment, as first we have to get home, which took quite a while. And when we got there, I decided to go looking for my stuff where I had died. I also made the time wand, which is part of Patty's more stuff. And I also made myself a nature compass, as I had to find that savannah again. And that's all I really had time for, but I did get to use my time wand. Lovely. On day 13, I added in the Paraglider mod. Now, a lot of mods require a lot of farming or endgame materials to make their stuff. The Paraglider mod, it doesn't. All you need is some leather and some sticks, and you get to make yourself a paraglider. Look at this, and you can glide down. Look how cool I look holding that thing. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. It led me to these raccoons here. Look how cute they are. Oh, adorable. I probably should have killed one, but I forgot to because I got distracted by this wandering trader who trades absolutely nothing. I then went and had a look at the giraffes in closer detail. They look kind of cool. Saw some ostriches as well before getting attacked by what I think are lions. They're quite aggressive and they roared at me, so I presume they're lions. I then noticed this Sun Chief chair, but it was the wrong one. And I searched the entire savannah, but I just couldn't find my stuff. And that was the end of that day. To help me travel, I added in the Waystone mod. And I actually managed to stumble across one of these in the wild pretty early on, so I went and mined it as it was kind of in a useless location. And then I died. Yeah, I fell down a ravine and lost everything again, which I was very, very pleased about, as you can see here. So of course we had to do the whole thing again, make a boat, make some tools. God, it took a while, but we made it home once more, where we got some cooked chicken. I also made another nature compass, and I just decided to start collecting seeds to do some farming. Made myself a time one. I just forgot that day ever existed. The next mod we added was Macaw's fences and walls. As on day 15, I decided to just start a farm, and I wanted to get some like mobs and other stuff like that, and some new fun fences or walls would be quite nice to, you know, make our place look a bit different and more modded. I also made myself a composter here because we have so many of these lavender plants that they just can't be used for anything other than bone meal, really. And then we made the most out of the mod by making these custom oak fences here, which I really like the look of. And then we plopped them down just outside our house and turned it to the next day, bringing us to day 16, where we added the tiny mob farm. But before we can mess around with those, we've got to finish off our actual farm, which we'll need some animals for. So I went and got some cows, as you can see here, and led them all the way back, and that took all day. When it turned to night, I was hoping for some phantoms to spawn, as it's been a while, but nope, no phantoms, so I just set it to daytime again, bringing us to our next mod. And we added the Cosmetic Armor Reworked mod, which allows you to equip 2 armors at once. However, one of the armors you wear is just for cosmetic purposes, so I decided to make myself look quite pretty. As part of the Majo's Broomstick mod, you can make these really cool robes. So I made the hat and the robes, and look at me. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Look how cool I look. I look like a wild witch wizard person. So in my new robes, I went and killed some animals as I was getting quite low on food. And I also made myself a load of pickaxes and went mining for the rest of the day. And after a while, I returned to the surface to see if any phantoms had spawned, but they hadn't, so we move on. On day 18, I added the Infernal Expansion mod, as we're going to be heading to the Nether pretty soon. But before we can head to the Nether, we need obsidian, and we need diamonds so we can mine ourselves some obsidian. So I used some of the Patty's More Stuff redstone pickaxes here, because they last a bit longer than iron, to do some more strip mining in the mining dimension. And after a while of mining, we managed to get ourselves some diamonds, which was very nice, and we managed to get that diamond pickaxe, and we went off and started mining ourselves some obsidian, which is so much quicker thanks to the ore excavation mod. As you can see here, look at how much we just mined. Lovely. Still looking to the sky to see those phantoms, but once again, non-spawned, so we just set it on to day 19, where we added the basic Nether ores mod. So with our 2 Nether mods installed, we decided to build our portal, which I built a bit too long, but it still works all the same, which is nice. We headed in, and this is what we were met with. Some spiky looking plants. We've also got some weird things lying around as well. You'll see here I mine up some coal ore, as there's just ore everywhere on the surface thanks to the more Nether ores mod. Also came across these flowers here, which burn you when you stand on them, which I find out quickly quickly here and started adventuring a little bit more in the nether, getting ourselves some quartz, some other different ores, etc. That's just a dye ore. We've got some lapis as well. This is iron, apparently. It looks kind of weird, I know. And then I got attacked by some hoglins, which I hate, and I nearly died because I've only got iron armor on still because I lost all my diamond armor. So I just decided, you know what, let's get out of here. This is horrible, and I left. And instead decided to get my backpack back as I'd lost my first one, so I needed some leather, some wool, etc. It turned to night once again, so I had to kill some horses just to make myself feel a bit safer. And then we killed a spider. No phantom spawn though, so we just turned it to day 20, where we prepared for death by adding the Corail Tombstone mod. Probably should have added this mod pretty early on instead of when we added it now, but we got all the stuff we needed to make ourselves a backpack, made a blue one this time, then made a load of redstone pickaxes as I wanted to get some more diamonds, and these things last a bit longer than iron, and I just went strip mining for all of day 20, and we found a few diamonds. We got about 4 there, which was nice, but apart from that, we got kind of unlucky, and when we returned to the surface, it was raining, and still no phantoms, so I decided to just give up on that and sleep. On day 21, I added quite a big mod called Ice and Fire Dragons, and little did I know this mod was going to be the downfall of us. So I decided to make myself some redstone armor and redstone tools, as they are slightly better than iron, and use the Cosmetic armor mod to make sure we still looked nice and cool with our wizard hat and robe. I also made myself an enchanting pet, which I was going to make earlier, but I lost all the stuff when I died earlier. But there it is. You can basically just enchant things from your inventory, which is really cool. So then I set off on our adventure, found this ship along the way, which had some goodies in it, and also a buried treasure map, so I decided to go find that quickly, which the ore excavation mod comes in very useful for, but you'll have to see that on day 22, which I did a very simple mod called Swing Through Grass, which allows you to kill mobs through grass. And here's what I mean by the ore excavation. I did one swoop and I found the chest just like that, got some goodies from it, and then this happened, right? I was just walking along here, this weird stuff kept coming across my screen went entirely pink, and I was getting like dragged in one direction, and when I tried to break out, it was really hard to move away, so I decided, you know what, let's just follow it, let's just go towards it. Had to dig my way there because it stopped me from jumping, and then I came across this. Yeah, singing and mermaids, which I feel like is a trap. So I decided, you know what, I don't care about traps, I'm just going to go straight for it. And after placing down a dirt block here so I could actually get up, because it was quite awkward, they turned evil and started attacking me and did quite a bit of damage. But luckily, they're kind of stupid and they just sort of bob up and down in the water, so I was able to kill them with quite a bit of ease, and they actually dropped something called shiny scales. And using the Just Enough Items mod, I managed to see that they were useful for making armor, and all I needed to make this armor was some sea serpent scales. And I thought, well, I killed the mermaids, how hard can a sea serpent be? So I set off looking for some, but I accidentally found some penguins along the way, which are really cute, so I killed one to see if it dropped anything. Drops cod, pretty interesting. And then I came across this thing which has a door on it which looks like it needs a key. But I was like, you know what, I don't need a key, I'm going to break in. But all the blocks just won't break. I stood there for quite a while, they don't break. I also saw this Frostmoor, but it had a boss bar, so I decided to avoid it. And then I saw this. I think this is a sea serpent, which did a bit of damage, but I think I was killing it. Then this happened. I got picked up by an ice dragon, bitten, and killed. What? What just happened? Not sure what I was meant to do to fight that off, but as you can see, day 22 came to an end with us dying. Yay. Next, I did the apple skin mod, which basically just gives you some more useful information about like your hunger and stuff. So I got myself some food and my nature compass, and I went looking for where I died. I spotted this along the way, which looked very scary. Then I realized the key actually shows you where my gravestone is. So I headed to those coordinates, saw the ice dragon that probably killed me along the way, and I could see where I died. You see that little glowy thing in the middle of the map? That's where I died. However, there's an ice dragon really nearby, and some other scary stuff. So I decided to get in my boat and just sort of yeet across, hoping to get it. But then my boat just broke halfway across, and I died again by, I think, a sea serpent. Yeah. So I decided to just give up because, honestly, what can you do against that? I could make myself some more redstone armor, which I did, but I got destroyed before, I'm probably going to get destroyed again. So I kind of just was like, you know what? That stuff's gone. It's gone. And after the sun started setting, I thought, next day, let's do something a bit more relaxed. And for that, we're going to need the Bumble Zone mod. But before we can make the most out of this mod, we're going to need some ender pearls. So I went hunting for ender pearls. Luckily, thanks to our time wand, we can set it tonight. So I hunted around quite far for endermen, killing some cows and stuff along the way to get some more food, but wasn't getting very lucky. I finally found one, set it today, which was a mistake as it teleported away to be gone forever. But then I eventually found another one and got it trapped in this boat here, set it today, killed the creeper that also got trapped in the boat, and then killed the enderman. And luckily, I'm saying this because I have very bad experience with enderman, managed to get an ender pearl from it, which is all we need to throw at a beehive to take us to the Bumble Zone, which is a honey dimension. It has these honey crystals here, which you can craft into a shield. So I made one into a shield. Looks kind of cool. I also mined a load of blocks, got a load of random weird new honey sort of blocks. Mined this weird looking block here, and a bee came out and hit me and did a lot of damage. Like, seriously, a bee's meant to do that much damage. I've got pretty good armor on, and it just absolutely rinsed through me. And anyway, the way you get out of this dimension is you just dig down and you just fall into the void. And eventually, after I collected a few of these beeswax plants here, which kind of look kind of cool, like beehives in general, I dug all the way down and we fell back into the overworld, bringing us on to day 25. On day 25, I added the Explode mod, which is basically a mod where you explode. I know, right? Yeah, I kind of given up at this point. I think I ruined my world with the Fire and Ice Dragons mod, so I decided to just, explode and see what happened, and I exploded. Wasn't sure what I was expecting, but it definitely worked. And also, there's different levels of explosion, so I tried this one as well, which completely lagged out my game and created quite a big explosion, as you can see here as I head over. But there you have it, day 25, and I think we're going to give up as I kind of ruined everything. But there you have it. That's the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you another time. Goodbye.